What's up, Aubrey Trades here, coming at you with a morning trade recap. Now, I know we're only about 30 minutes into the day, but I took my trade, I'm calling it, I'm walking away before I give anything back, all right? That's the way I gotta do it. And if you'll notice on my charts here, and the trade I made wasn't even one from my pre-market watch list. I even have different tickers up here now, and I'll tell you why that is. Earlier this week, I made an additional deposit into my cash account, right? Just so I could have a little bit more buying power to play with every day. Since I don't have a margin account, you're not under the PDT rule, right? So my strategy for having the cash account is, let's say I start with $2,000, right? I trade one day with $1,000, and I trade the next day with $1,000. So 50% of the account each day. That means by the third day, your first day of $1,000 trades would have settled. So you can literally make a trade every day. Now, you can't go crazy like you can with a margin account, where you can just throw the $2,000 into something, watch it ride or watch it fall, sell, and then jump back in, right? But then you're under the pattern day trader rule. You can only take 3 trades for every 5-day rolling period. So I thought this would be better. It gives me more practice, right? At this point, it's not about trading huge. It's about getting familiar with the setups. And the best way to get familiar with the setups is to actually make trades. Now, I know they say you can start in a simulator, which is good. And I do actually go use this real-time function in Thinkorswim. If you go to on demand, it'll actually replay trading days. I'll do that just so I can practice like at night. But I like putting actual cash on the line, even if it's just 1 share like you've seen me do, or like 10 shares, right? So anyway, because I made that, you can't trade marginable securities. So the trade I actually wanted to make was on SKT, and I wanted to do it pre-market on this break. And I'll show you what happens when I go to do that. If I go buy market, because it's not marginable, I get this reject. Your buying power is going to be below 0. So I can only get marginable securities. That means I had to trade something else. I was looking at other tickers, and one of the rooms I'm in, which is the small cap rockets room from Stocks to Trade, one of the things on watch for them was SGMA for a third day surge setup. Now I'll show you what that third day surge setup is. SGMA. Ugh, SGMA. Oh my goodness. There you go. So you have an initial run, right, on a high volume. Continuation. Third day is usually a blow off top. Sometimes the second day can be a little bit of a consolidation day too. That's personally how I like to see them, because by 5 to, well, this is only 5 to 6, but usually like the second day continuation is pretty extended, and I'm like, I don't know. So we saw this in the pre, had this gap up, had this spike up to 1045, right? It's in play, there's interest. Watching it out of the gates. We'll go to the 1-minute chart. I'll show you the trade that I made. I got in on this candle here. Oh, all of a sudden you can't see my trades. Oh well. I got on this candle after it made this, blow up move past the, this is my whole moving average line that I have. Took the entrance in the 740s. I really want to see the entries. I like doing it this way so you can actually see that I'm not, playing around or making stuff up like some people do. Took this entrance at 743. And then I ended up selling at 706, right? Because we were back below the HMA line, and I don't want to hold through, even though my risk level was going to be low of day, right? I already was like, I had a bad entrance, right? 743. I really should have waited for the pullback. This is something that you really see often. You get a pop, you get a pullback. You get a pop, you get a pullback. You get a pop, you get a pullback, right? So I should have waited for the pullback. Whatever, no harm, no foul. When it recovered, and I was like, okay, low of day was intact. It held 7s. It popped back up above the whole moving average. So I'm like, okay, so this is strong. This is an indecision candle or a reversal indicator. So I'm like, all right, let me take the position at 723. That's much more comfortable. I'm much more comfortable risking 20 cents a share if I'm wrong. Got some continuation. On this pop above VWAP, things below VWAP are a little scary. You always risk getting rejected. So on the pop above VWAP, I added 100 shares. I got a little bit more of a plunge. That's bigger for me, right? Especially if my account's only in the thousands of dollars, right? So 100 shares here at 770. 100 shares after the successful VWAP retest, right? So at this point, initial 100 shares, my average moves up to the 740 zone. So I'm like, if VWAP fails, I'm out for break even or I'm out for a small scratch, right? VWAP was successful, added another 100 shares at 761, thinking we're going to get another push. And this is the coolest thing. I ended up selling on the initial push. And this time, I didn't let my IGC trade fool me into thinking that there would be a big continuation move. So once we got the push into the 780s, I'm like, I'm out. So I put in a market sell order. I know, market sell. But I actually top ticked the crap out of this push. That's never happened to me. That is so cool. And I ended up green, a real green day, $54. Not, small potatoes for some of y'all that might be watching this. Fine, whatever. I got a small account. So happy to have a green day, like a real green day too, not like a $1 or a $2 or a $3 when I'm just trying to build my confidence back up. I've realized I just have to take the same type of trade every time because I build my confidence back up with the small trades and I have a couple $3, $4, $5 days and then I try and swing a little harder and then that ends up being the losing trade. Or if I just had a consistent position size, it wouldn't freaking matter. If I swing 100, 200 share positions all the time, if I lost $50 and then I made $50 and I made $100 and I lost $25, it would just steadily increase. But because I will take a loser and then I'll size down to get my confidence back, I end up having winners that are super small and losers that are bigger. So my win percentage right now, it's not great. It's 40% or whatever. But still, 40% should still be profitable if I'm taking good risk reward trades. So anyway, we're going to stay consistent. I'm so glad that I made this good trade and I didn't wait, because what happened if I were to wait? Another VWAP retest, and then this was a hard pull into the sevens. So I don't know if any of the other traders that I'm in with are still in this, but at this point, this is done for me, right? You got this little downtrend happening. I wouldn't even look to re-enter unless we kind of broke this back into the 720s. Just saying. Let me know what you guys were trading today. If you had any big scores, we can talk about it. I want to hear about it. Celebrate our wins together, and we can console each other on our losses. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It would be nice. If not, that's fine. I'm going to still make these anyway. I'll see you tomorrow for another pre-market watch list and another trade recap. Take it easy. Aubrey, out.